And welcome everybody to Pulp Audio, the show where middle-aged geeks get together and talk about crap they like. I'm Wesley.
I'm Bob.
I'm Sam. We watched The Man in the High Castle.
On the Netflixes.
On the Amazon Prime.
Oh, the Amazon Prime.
Yes. And it is an Amazon Prime original. I knew about this, that it was an alternate history.
Right, with Nazis. That's
where
all I know.
Nazis had won the war, right? Where the Axis powers had won the war. What I did not know is that it's also a sci-fi show. And there are all kinds of cool things going on.
Okay.
I also didn't know it was a Philip K. Dick story, and it was one of his first novels.
I did not know this either.
I
may have to recuse myself again when you guys get to spoilers.
This is based on one of his first novels. It's stupid good.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had some time to kill, and we popped in an episode because it was like, what do you want to do? I don't know. You want to start pirating? We only have like an hour. It's like, no, it's not. Just put something on. So I'm like, look up Amazon. I'm like, Man in the High Castle. I've been curious about this one. Put one episode on. We watched 3 that night. And then, and then finished seasons 1, 2, and 3 over the next 3 days. Like,
wow.
It was brutal. It was, yeah. And it was like literally, we really wanted to go and play Sea of Thieves, but not enough to stop watching this. You know, it was so good.
It is set like 1960s.
Yeah, 1962, I think, is the first season.
But,
so it's like 20 years after
17 years
they won
the war.
But it looks more like 1940s because...
In many cases.
Yeah.
Like, it's both. Where there are the wealthy German and Japanese people, it looks like the 60s.
Right.
Where it is the poor Americans who are subjugated.
Never got the new stuff.
Right.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it is really cool.
I see. I thought it was modern day.
No.
I thought it was.
That's the thing, is this book was released in like 1962.
Oh, okay.
So it absolutely was contemporary with...
I thought the TV show, though, took place in like 2018 or 2017 or whatever.
So it's really cool seeing the retro stuff, but it's really cool twist. Like, I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, I got told, you gotta watch it. I'm like, stick it on.
I like castles.
Yeah, pretty much. I had no idea. And I'm like, oh, so, like, yes, the Axis win, but the tension between them is palpable.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not just that they divided America, it's all the way up through Canada, all the way down through. And you've got
because Japanese own the West Coast. And
then you've got this no man land in the middle, which is very much Wild Westy.
Okay.
There's a sheriff. You barter for shit. There's the good old saloon.
That's cool.
You know, so it's
they accept Deutsche Markis and Japanese yen for currency in the neutral zone.
In the neutral zone, that's awesome.
And yeah, it's like basically the Rockies. Like, it wasn't worth conquering for either, you know, and they had the buffer between them so that they just left it free. You know, and so that's free America, is the stretch of Rockies, basically.
That's cool.
But even in free America, life is tough, you know, like, because there's no law to speak of, and the sheriff is a self-appointed bounty hunter. You know, he's not actually a sheriff. He's just, you know, and so it's brutal and things, and like she said, like there is the tension between the German and the Japanese, because the Germans won the war by bombing Washington D.C. with an atomic bomb.
Okay.
And the Japanese had not yet developed an atomic bomb, and it had been 17 years where they have been sharing the world between them, and the Germans are thinking,
why are we sharing?
Maybe we don't have to share anymore. And so basically the thing starts off with there are a number of people who are trying to avert another world war.
Right.
And one of the ways they're trying to do that is by smuggling atomic secrets to
the Japanese.
And
to basically start a Cold War.
Right. and I'm not going to say whether they were successful or not. I'm going to say that there are consequences for every outcome, and it's well thought out and well developed. The main characters are pretty good, especially the main characters. There's a young woman who's basically the focus of the thing.
Right.
And she's really good. Her boyfriend, who winds up being kind of central to the B plot, and they go their separate ways at one point. And he is a little less great in his role. he's a nice guy and a decent actor, but just I never quite could get along with his motivations.
Yeah, you don't really connect with him as much.
I don't believe that he believed it.
Right. Okay.
I don't believe that he ever believed what he was doing.
Yeah, he didn't do his job as an actor
right.
to get you to
yeah.
buy into what he was doing.
When he didn't need to sell the motivations for what he was doing, he was fine in the role. Mm-hmm. When he was acting and reacting to other things, but when he needed to be this dude who was doing these things or reacting, or putting himself into positions where things are going to happen, it was hard to swallow because I didn't always buy it. That said, in the third season, he's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I would concur. And the really skinny guy.
Yeah, I love the really skinny guy.
He's an actor who is known for being wafer thin. He's like 90 pounds soaking wet. You would recognize a lot of the actors in it as
as like the people who are also on this show sometimes. Yeah.
So
and some big ones. I mean, Rufus Sewell, who is the main Nazi guy, he's been on quite a few things, a lot of movies. And I've always loved him, and he's great. He's great.
And seeing the shit they hide from each other, the stuff that they hide from work, from family, from everything, and to see a whole heap of Americans have an Asian culture.
Yeah.
And to see so many Americans have a German culture. But they're second-class citizens. Yeah. So they have, like, no rights and no anything else. And just some of the plots from different people that you're watching it, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy fuck, it's him. Yeah. And all of a sudden, one Japanese guy is suddenly in the Reich talking to some really high-up people. And they're like, all right, this is going on. What do you want to do? So it's kind of really cool to see the interplot.
Intrigue.
So you've got the people who hate each other, animosity between both sides, the neutral zone of hell, and then you've got spies on either side and in the neutral zone.
Right. That's cool.
And just kind of the intrigue between them all. It's worth a watch.
It's super well developed. The world building is amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's Philip K. Dick. I didn't know that he had written it. Yeah.
Or
at least the original idea.
Like I say, the philosophical aspect of it, like, this is your world now, right? So the Nazis have won. You're not going to change that. Do you participate?
Right.
Because that's what one guy did. Like the main Reich dude in America was an American soldier, but like his options were die pointlessly, or rise through the ranks and provide well for my family.
Right.
So do you make that choice?
Yeah.
Is that like it's a Faustian bargain? But what do you do?
What do you do?
And explores what
would Chidi do?
It explores what he did, the consequences thereof, and all that kind of stuff. And the consequences get serious.
Oh, I bet.
Especially in the second season.
Yes.
It wouldn't be good fiction if he didn't have to pay for his choice.
Right.
But it's kind of what I found really intriguing. Okay, Hitler's still alive.
Right.
Obviously.
So
Himmler's still alive. Yeah. So to see some of the thoughts and processes that they had put in place in the 30s, late 30s, early 40s when World War II was going on, actually did take place.
Right.
Like the Hitler's children, the
Leban's
Lieben somethings, Lieben children, the ones that are the master race. Mm-hmm. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. Ooh.
As adults.
And then now, another.
As adults.
I was going to say, now they're like 20.
Yeah.
Yes. So, kind of, and of course, Himmler's their godfather of all of them.
Right.
So just kind of seeing
Yeah.
Real history actually, taken as though it really was there, and it did continue, and it's kind of.
And Berlin's the biggest, most amazing city in the world.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the world building's incredible, and the attention to detail in the set dressing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's amazing. like in the neutral zone, there's all this old U.S. war propaganda still up because nobody bothered to take it down.
Right.
But in San Francisco, it's all Japan. It's mini Japan.
Right.
That's the ruling class is Japanese. The people are being forced to assimilate Japanese culture. Mm-hmm. On the other side, it's very Reich. And so it's wow, it's really good. I recommend that one highly to anybody.
Yeah,
absolutely. And America still, even though the citizens are second class, America is second class to the actual Japan and actual Germany or Berlin.
Right.
So you've got the European
so the
classes.
Germans who live in America are second class to the Germans who live in Germany.
Yes.
And then, but the Americans who live in the German side of America are even worse than that.
Yes.
That's cool.
And same thing with the Japanese. They're like, well, you're not really Japanese, you're American Japanese.
Right.
Yeah,
or,
the most heartbreaking part of season 3 was there's this guy who was born in Hawaii to a Japanese mother and a white father. Right. And he wanted to prove himself as being every bit as Japanese, because that's his world now,
Right.
And it got bad.
Yeah.
But I think they did extremely well to both cultures.
Yeah.
They really nailed a lot of the Japanese culture. Not just you look Japanese, the background is Japanese,
right.
You've got paper doors. But they actually paid homage to the subtleties of the Japanese culture as well. So I really appreciated
one thing
that.
That drove me absolutely bonkers is, I forget whether it was first or second season, but they introduced a Japanese general who is the most obviously Chinese actor in the world. And they have all these amazing Japanese actors playing the Japanese characters in America. And then they bring this Chinese guy and I'm like, it's like, because I'm white, I'm not supposed to know the difference? Is that the idea? It's just nails on a chalkboard to me.
But, the Japanese side punishment, depending on how severe it is or how much they hated you, depends on whether you got a quick death or a slow death.
Yeah.
It just... It's a really good show. Like, when we leave, you need to go downstairs and watch it. I would say watch an episode, but I'm not sure if that's possible.
No, probably not.
Yeah, so I probably definitely shouldn't do it tonight, because when you guys leave, I'm going to bed. Do you guys need to do a spoiler?
I don't think so. Yeah. I hope that you will watch this one, and we can talk about spoilers later.
Next time,
and I think we've danced around as much as we can, and I don't want to.
No, we've given you enough of the plot.
I'm not going to promise anything.
Yeah,
but I'll give it a shot.
We've given you enough to entice and dangle the carrot without, I don't think, spilling too much.
Yeah. I will say Jenny has pitched like 3 or 4 shows to me, and I've turned her down on all of them because we have so many shows we don't.
Right.
Pitch this one.
Yep.
Get pissed at me.
All right, so we got to go work on Jenny then.
Convince him to watch this show. Yeah. But anyway, so Man in the High Castle.
I don't know if we've got a show that all 3 of us have watched.
So you watched an episode of The Good Place?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bob and your wife, you have watched the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Not the other ones, mostly my fault.
Wow.
I've never called you back.
Yeah.
We've been busy for the past 2.5 years.
Where were you watching them? Here?
Actually, the last time.
Apartment.
At
Jenny's house.
Or did you? No, you watched one at the apartment.
I have the first 3.
Yeah, I think we watched the first season.
But I think Jenny was still living in her house. So it was over 2 years ago that we watched season 2.
I have the first 3 on DVD and 1 on digital if you want to actually see them in the comfort of your own couch.
That is true. You could.
And I can probably borrow some of these HBO credentials without too much trouble.
Well, probably. I mean, I borrowed Jenny's before we moved in together. So. But anyway, Man in the High Castle. You all liked it.
Yes.
Very much.
And that's it. If you want to send us an email like Crazy Nutso did, you can send an email to pulpaudioweekly@gmail.com.
Or you can call us on the Yak line. That's 216-YAK-GAMES or 216-925-4263.
7. Or you could send us a tweet on Twitter at pulpaudio.com.
And if you want to check us out on YouTube, go to HMV Plays on YouTube and look for us there. And my other stuff too.
And we have a website at pulpaudio.com.
And until next time, I'm Wesley.
I'm Bob.
I'm Sam.
And all together we are
Pulp Audio.